Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's presentation. Today, we'll be discussing what video game studios look for when they hire graduate programmers and how graduate programmers should structure their portfolios. Before I begin, let me make a short introduction. My name is Andy Driver, and I am the Operations Manager for Grads and Games. We are an initiative launched by Aardvark Swift over 10 years ago with just one goal: to help students become more employable to the video games industry. In my other role, I also lead the graduate recruitment team here at Aardvark Swift. For over 30 years, we have been helping people get jobs in the games industry as programmers, artists, designers, and pretty much everything you can think of. Our initiative is backed by several leading game studios that you can see on the left-hand side of your screen. We would not be able to do what we do without these sponsors. The reason why they get involved is because every single company you see there is a fantastic graduate employer, and they are great places to start your career. So I must say big thanks to them for allowing us to do what we do. But let's get on to the reason why we're here today and explore what studios look for when they hire graduate programmers. Here at Grads and Games, we've been speaking to game studios and asking them to tell us what are the most important skills they look for when they hire graduate programmers. And we're going to look at these now. So first up, from the studios we spoke with, knowledge of C++ is their top priority. We found that around 70% of studios use C++ as their primary language. It's hugely versatile and has many advantages which lend themselves to game development, particularly for stuff like optimization and graphics programming. C# is a very close second when it comes to popularity. However, there are C# studios who will still require somebody with C++ knowledge, as it shows a deeper level of programming understanding. Secondly, the second most important skill is maths. Quite simply, good code is good maths, and to get a job in the games industry, you have to be able to produce good code. It's very common for studios to incorporate some kind of technical test as part of their recruitment process for graduate programmers. And on this, they will be looking to test your math skills with questions focused on things like data structures, algorithms, and 3D vectors. So make sure you're keeping your math skills high. Finally, studios are looking for programmers with a great portfolio. This is something that is equally as important for a programmer as it is for any kind of artist. I'm going to explore this in a lot more detail in a second. Of course, there are a ton of other desirable skills that they're looking for from programmers that you can see here. Right at the top, and one of the key skills is communication. You have to be able to present yourself confidently at interview stage, talking about your experiences, skill set, and projects, and why this makes you suitable for the job. Think of your biggest positive attributes. Maybe you've got a published project that you did okay. You've got a tech demo maybe you're really proud of, or that you've completed an internship in a game studio. Don't skim over things like that. Let them know everything you've achieved and how you did it. Unity and Unreal are the two big engines across the industry for C# and C++ respectively. They've both made it as easy as possible for students in particular to get projects made. The barriers to creating and releasing a game are lower than ever before, so take advantage of that. Finish a project, self-publish it, and get it out there on a store. Then get it at the top of your portfolio and show that you know your way around these engines. There are loads of other skills here that are desirable for different studios. Try and diversify your skill set as best you can. And that brings me on to code portfolios. Here we're going to explore exactly what is expected of a graduate programmer and their portfolio. But first, I'm going to show you an example of a fairly recent graduate. Jan won the Grads and Games Search for a Star Challenge in 2016 and now works as a programmer at Avalanche Studios in Sweden. As you can see, his portfolio is really clearly laid out. He has his best work right at the top, which includes finished and released games. He has clear expectations of the tech he used for each project and showcases his skills well. This all forms the basis of what we're looking for. So the first thing to mention is accessibility. This may sound basic, but you'll be surprised how many people will fall down here. Make sure the link to your portfolio works. There are little to no ads or pop-ups and that it isn't password protected in any way. This may sound obvious, but there are all potential barriers to an employer being able to see your work. There is no need to create a website from scratch. Use a preset site from the likes of WordPress and then change the URL to something easy. Don't be tempted to host everything on Google Drive or something similar. Your portfolio is as much about the presentation as it is about your coding skills. So take some extra time and make sure it's easy to digest. The most important thing I can tell you that you need to have on your portfolio is at least one completed game, preferably one you've released on the store that somebody can download and play. It does not need to be a great game. The art does not need to look any good, and it doesn't matter if it's only your mum or your mates that have downloaded it. It shows your commitment to wanting to make games, and that is exactly what studios want to see. You can include video playthroughs of your game, images and GIFs too. Underneath these, you need descriptions of exactly how you made each game. We want to know what technologies, libraries, or programming languages you used. For example, if you made a game in Unity, but then ignored the asset library and wrote an entirely custom shader system, you need to make this clear. You can have extra links to your code samples hosted on somewhere like GitHub or Bitbucket, but don't be tempted to make this the focus of your portfolio. You have to remember that in all likelihood, the first person to see your portfolio won't be a fellow coder. It will be a recruiter or a HR person, somebody who likely can't code, and they will want to see something visual. Finally, be careful with group projects. You may have made something big and impressive, but studios will want to know what you specifically did. Make your contributions clear, and if you didn't have a significant role, then it may not be the best work to showcase on your portfolio. And that is everything that you should need to know about graduate programmer jobs in the games industry. Please follow us on all of our social channels here at Grads in Games and at Aardvark Swift, and keep up to date with all of our activities at gradsingames.com. If you have any questions or want to get some more personalized advice on your portfolio, or if you are looking for graduate programmer roles in the games industry, please feel free to email me at andy@gradsingames.com. Thanks for listening.